Vice President Latoya Cartwright also shared the concerns of workers.
We are still struggling with fair promotions on the job. We are still struggling with persons who are in the service being sent in on administrative leave for 6 and 7 years. What is that?
We must say something so that we can improve our workers, so that we can better the Bahamas.
We cannot be so consumed about our own individual unions, because we have to look out for all our workers in the Bahamas.
Not just Labor Day, we should recognize every day should be a fight.
Let us remain united, resilient, and determined as we move forward, leaving no worker behind.
Over 25 labor agreements were signed under the Davis-Cooper administration, according to PLB Chairman, the Honorable Fred Mitchell. While significant progress was made, the chairman acknowledges that more needs to be done.
There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work that has been done. I mean, you've got to acknowledge the 27 agreements signed by the government with the unions, which has settled down industrial strife in the country.
Overall, Minister Mitchell expressed strong confidence in the union's ability to adapt to change and the continued solidarity going into the future. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks, Shane. In other news, Grand Bahama ushering in a new era of resilience with the opening of its first dedicated hurricane shelter and full-time feeding center. The facility was officially opened with a special ceremony, and we have the details in this report. A special ceremony marking this significant milestone days into the Atlantic hurricane season. Ahead of the opening, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, making a detailed tour of the facility. Speaking on her behalf, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry for Grand Bahama, Joel Lewis.
This fully equipped building will provide a temporary safe environment for 250 residents with female and male bathrooms, showers, a large industrial kitchen, water well, generator, as indicated earlier, and a huge open area where sleeping cots.
The facility is the brainchild of the Freeport Seventh-day Adventist Church, which has a long-standing tradition of community service.
This building here this afternoon is a step forward in transforming the humanitarian work of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the North Bahamas Conference beyond just an entity that deals with social services or relief, but it somehow is a driving force for community development and for improving the quality of life of individuals.
The Bahamas government and several partners have been instrumental in bringing this facility to fruition. Notably, the Grand Bahama Port Authority and Chairperson Sarah St. George pledges a further donation.
The name Evangeline means good news shining. It carries hope, joy, and positivity. And in that spirit, you can count on us at the GBPA to help you get this magnificent shelter finished. Thank you.
The 8,000 square foot multi-purpose facility can accommodate up to 250 people during a storm. Beyond providing a safe haven for residents, will also serve as a recreational hub and occasionally host educational programs. Now, with the completion of phase 1, the public is encouraged to lend their support for the center's sustained operations.
This is only phase 1 of its operation. It now needs to be able to carry out its function, not just 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We've been having hurricanes from time immemorial, and there are community needs that need to be met on a daily basis. So we encourage you to support the operation of the center.
Well, celebrating 50 years of knowledge, truth, and integrity, the University of the Bahamas North hosting their commencement ceremony at the Grand Lucine Resort last evening. The emotional event was marked by loud cheers and tears as graduates reflected on their journeys to earning their degrees. Rumiko Knowles was there and filed this report.
The turning of the tassel, a proud moment for UB North's class of 2024. UB President Jane Hodder congratulating all the graduates for their hard work and dedication.
But as you're here today to celebrate and receive your degree is a testimony of your resilience.
In her commencement address, President and CEO of Western Air, Shirexia Roll, encouraged the graduates to build their internal constitutions and adhere to personal truths as they continue on life's journey.
As you go into the workforce or continue to work and continue to do great things, know that your future is not only bright, the future itself depends on you. Our future, our world's future, depends on people and students just like you to make this place better.
The evening's highest honor, the Governor General's Award, was presented to Narika Moss for achieving the highest GPA across both campuses. Moss expressing heartfelt gratitude to her family for their unwavering support.
I also thank my two sisters, my brother and my brother-in-law, who continue to make this journey as stress-free as it could be for me, motivating and enabling me to be the first university graduate in our class.
In a heartening gesture, the Bahamas Development Bank funded the education of Octavia Green, who will now transition to full-time employment at the bank. Managing Director Dave Monroe was on hand to cheer her on.
It's our 50th year anniversary, and it's so proud to have her with us and completing her studies at UB. Bahamas Development Bank we're really engaged with our staff and particularly those persons, yes.
My career program entailed me going to school and working, so balancing both. I am very grateful that I was awarded the opportunity to get a degree today.
Congratulations to all of the graduates of the University of the Bahamas North Class of 2024. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Ramiko Knowles.
Great story, Rumiko. In other news, the local government junior council closing and awards presentation was held on Thursday to celebrate the achievements of students in the program on Grand Bahama. The ceremony, held in the C.A. Smith building, featured encouraging words for the students as they prepare to become future leaders. The students patted their legs, mimicking a drum roll, and held hands in eager anticipation. But after months of dedicated participation,
the top junior council for the 23-24 school year, all the way from West Grand Bahama, 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays. Please come forward.
BLUEJAYS. Everybody knows.
Blue Jays do the best.
Reinstated after a 4-year hiatus, the program aims to advance local government experience through hands-on training and youth empowerment.
The Best Junior Local Government Award initiative serves as an incentive to encourage junior councils to reach their full potential and make the most of every opportunity.
By integrating young people into the democratic process, we are sowing the seeds of civic duty and leadership, which will flourish into a more dynamic and engaged democracy.
A number of practitioners and dignitaries were on hand, including Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and Senator Kirkland Russell, who praised the students and coordinators from the 7 participating schools.
You are the future of our nation. Therefore, young Bahamians must be encouraged to get involved in national affairs, given a seat at the table to contribute to discussions on current issues and opportunities to create initiatives to develop their communities.
This experience will cause you to elevate yourself, will cause you to be able to survive in society.
And from the vote into election process, the future leaders expressed that the experience was truly memorable, offering valuable insights into how government functions.
The process made us feel more like politicians in a real election. It made the idea of being a person of change for our school seem possible.
You must also learn to make wise decisions upon election to do what's best for your constituents. We learned that a good leader knows to follow first and inspire those that they are then able to lead.
The students navigated a series of requirements guided by a distinguished panel of judges, and in the end, top achievers were delighted to receive honors. In news from the crime beat, police officers in Grand Bahama are urgently seeking the public's assistance in locating 45-year-old Joshua Williams. Williams is wanted in connection with an incident of causing harm. Joshua Williams is described as being 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing approximately 200 pounds with a medium build. He has a medium brown complexion and brown eyes. Authorities are urging anyone who spots Williams to immediately contact the police. You can reach the police through the following numbers: Emergency 911, Police Control Room 350-3014 through 6, National Crime Prevention Office at 300-8430, the Northeastern Police Station in Grand Bahama at 350-3400, Crime Stoppers at 352-1919 or 350-3106 through 350-3109. Residents in the Family Islands can also contact 300-8476. Meanwhile, police in Grand Bahama, acting on information, confiscated a quantity of suspected marijuana from a business establishment premises on Queens Highway around 2:00 p.m. on Thursday, June 6, 2024. There were no arrests made in connection with this discovery. Police investigations continue. And on the island of Bimini, police seized a quantity of suspected dangerous drugs in separate incidents on Thursday, June 6, 2024 on Ocean Key, resulting in the arrest of 2 adult males. In the first incident, shortly after 1 p.m., officers arrested an 18-year-old male after he was found in possession of a quantity of suspected marijuana. In the second incident, shortly before 3:00 p.m., officers executed a search warrant at a home and discovered a quantity of suspected drugs. This led to the arrest of the sole occupant, another 18-year-old male. The weight and value of the suspected marijuana are currently unknown. Investigations into these incidents are ongoing. And just weeks after officials battled several bushfires on the island of Abaco, police are now investigating the circumstances surrounding a structural fire that occurred on Thursday, June 6, 2024. Initial reports indicate that around 8:30 p.m., officers from the fire department received alerts of a building engulfed in flames on Grand Key. Upon arrival, responding officers found a single-story residence ablaze. With the help of community members, they successfully extinguished the fire. Fortunately, no injuries were reported as a result of this incident. Police investigations are ongoing. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, officially proclaiming this week as World Ocean Protection Week. In light of this, we explore the efforts of one organization dedicated to raising awareness. Stay tuned for that story, sports updates, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
On June 16th, guests are invited to join for Sunday brunch at the Grand Ballroom of the Grand Lucayan Hotel for the Father's Day edition, celebrating all dads. Enjoy an exquisite full buffet and live entertainment. Tickets are on sale now at Lighthouse Point Lobby.
Enter the Dress Your Dad competition June 3rd through 14th. Let us see how fast you can dress your dad. The competition date is June 22nd. Happy Father's Day from Esquires.
Unwind every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Prop Club at the Grand Lucayan Hotel. Enjoy tasty food specials on draft beers and house specialty pizzas. The Prop Club, the best place to meet friends and enjoy happy hour.
This year, 11 schools go head-to-head in the Battle of the Brains 2024. Witness the excitement as young minds compete in math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Watch this new episode of Battle of the Brains, powered by GB Power. Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It is World Ocean Protection Week, which now runs from June 3rd to June 8th, thanks to a proclamation made by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. The proclamation, made last year, was recently renewed, and one of the two organizations at the core of marine conservation is lauding this move as a positive step in the direction to enhance ocean protection and community engagement. Here's that report.
By renewing the National Ocean Protection Week proclamation, it reaffirms the government's dedication to mitigating these threats posed to pollution, overfishing, and climate change.
For the second year in a row, the executive director of Waterkeepers Bahamas, Andura Jackson, expresses excitement over the renewed proclamation, which underscores the importance of the marine environment in sustaining the economy, culture, and Bahamian identity.
We all know that these are industries that are important to us, fisheries especially. You know, everyone is lovers of conch, fish, lobster, all of these things. So protecting our ocean is important to local industries like that. And you know, hurricanes are attracted to these warm waters. So if we are able to eliminate the amount of greenhouse gases that we're using, we can now as a nation, help to eliminate more intensifying hurricanes.
There are challenges to marine conservation. That is why the organization focuses on community-based initiatives, runs educational campaigns, and stresses the importance of getting more adults involved.
Some of the challenges, we try to educate the population about preserving our marine resources. And recently we've been going into the schools, teaching our younger kids, our adults as well. We try to have campaigns to facilitate them.
And we often hear complaints about trash on highways or in public spaces. But what many don't realize is that the ocean actually faces similar issues. Well, in recognition of World Ocean Protection Day, Daxton announces a canal clean sweep event where volunteers will collect garbage and plastic from canal waterways and surrounding land areas.
This canal sweep will be our first focus on the Fortune Bay Canal. In previous times, we have focused on other canal areas. So every time we go, we try to choose a different canal system. Anyone could be a part. This one, we're focusing on marine conservation. So we're inviting even maritime groups that will be out.
The event starts at 8:30 a.m. Those interested are invited to reach out to the organization on all social media platforms at 242 Waterkeepers. Well, in other news, a young musician is making waves, not just with his music, but with his generosity. He's hosting a special event called Fun in the Sun, aimed at giving back to women on the island. The talented artist, who prefers to let his actions speak louder than his songs, has organized a seafood cookout set to take place Sunday, June 9th. His goal is to gather the community in a fun and safe environment.
I'm trying to bring everybody together because my big thing is, helping Bahamian people connect with one another, but also being safe at it. So that's why I promote being safe so much, because I feel like that is just the biggest thing. A lot of people don't know how to have fun, like without, issues. So my big thing is once people are around me, they feel safe, we have a good time, everybody get home safe, and that's just my motto for right now. And the future, I got a lot great more plans.
Well, this isn't the first time the young artist has given back to the community. He's known for his philanthropic efforts, consistently using his platform to promote safety, positivity, and unity.
It's going to be seafood platters, and you got fish, you got conch, you get seafood, rice, crawfish, you get everything all in one. It's something special because, you know, heavy on Super World where all ladies are safe. So I wanted to do something where I give back to the ladies, and it's going to be Junkanoo included on the beach June 9th. And I feel like we haven't experienced something like this ever, so I feel like it's going to be real nice, and the ladies are waiting on it.
It will take place on Sunday, June 9th on Blackbeard's Beach and will begin at 2 p.m. Well, that's a look at news stories. Shane, tell us what's happening in sports.
Updates from the NCAA Nationals. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. Sports is up next after these messages.
They're light, they're trendy, and they're comfortable. Get your Crocs. Now available at John West, Nassau, and Freeport. John West, let us put shoes on your feet.
The countdown is on for the Come Go With Me Best of the Best Concert Weekend. Turks and Caicos, featuring from Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas, KB, G-Mac, Nietzsche Ellis, Sweet Emily, Chino D, Stevie S, Elon Moxley, Wilfred Solomon, Alfie, Veronica Bishop, Gemma, Brad, Barbara Johnson, Mikey and Kool-Aid, Funky D, and backed by Shad Coley and the VIP and the Provision Band. Hosted by Super P and Soya Boy. Special guest DJ, The Mighty Pencil. Saturday, June 29th at Grace Bay Marketplace. Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Gates open at 8:30 p.m. Showtime, 9:30 p.m. For more info and tickets, phone Jason. Area code 649-231-0018.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. We've got some big updates for you this evening in sports, so let's get right to it. Rima Audubon left it all on the runway during the javelin throw at the 2024 NCAA Nationals. The fifth round was where she really shined bright, throwing a distance of 69.19 meters to repeat as the women's outdoor javelin champion.
I can't believe I just threw that. I still can't believe it. Usually I had time to process it, but I don't think it was enough time. But it means the world. I can't believe I did that. I was saying how I feel like I have a lot more in the tank, and I feel like this was just evidence of that, and I can't wait to see where I go from here.
The Nebraska senior shattered the NCAA record formerly held by Maggie Malone-Hardin, set back in 2021 at 67.40 meters. The performance also ranks her fifth in the world, and guess what? It also punches her ticket to the Paris Olympics.
In my heart, I already knew that I was going to head to Paris anyway, and so I kind of going to stick with the plan I already had in mind. Pretty much just train, work on cleaning up some things on my runway, and hopefully being more consistent over 60 meters.
From the field to the soccer pitch, we got updates from the Arthur Paris Mary Ladd Primary Soccer League semifinals. In girls action, the Morrismore Raccoons edged by the Walter Parker Pacers, taking that match by a score of 2-1. On the boys' side, the Sunland Stingers held on barely to shut out Morrismore by a final score of 1-0. So your girls and boys championship matchups are set for this coming Monday, June 10th. Battling for the girls' crown will be the Raccoons and the Eagles of Lewis Yard, and in the boys' title game, the Stingers will take on the Mary Star Crusaders. Kickoff time is at 3:45 a.m. at the YMCA. And lastly in sports, Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty continue to roll after defeating the Atlanta Dreams 78-61. That improves them to 9-2 on the season, and they remain undefeated in Commissioner's Cup play at 3-0. Jones finished with a near double-double, 10 points and 8 rebounds. They'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. when they take on the Connecticut Sun. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for your Labor Day check on sports. I'm Shane Stubbs. As always, be safe and be great.
Thanks, Shane. Now here's a look at your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Get a jump on your health and fitness goals with the Fitness Connections Transformation Challenge. We've already helped hundreds of people get closer to their health and fitness goals and achieve awesome results like you see here. You can scan the QR code to find out more. But let me tell you what all comes with the challenge. One, you get 20% off coupons to the Fitness Connection every 2 weeks. You get coaching calls with us on Zoom. You get accountability, us checking in on you. And you also get the chance to win $1,000 and other prizes if you are the winner. So what do you have to lose? $50, you can have a chance to win $1,000 and get the body of your dreams. So scan the code now, sign up. We're here to help you.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Bishop Godfrey Williams, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We hope you enjoyed your day and thank you for your continued support. And that is going to do it for us tonight here in the North. Don't go away. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, a national report. 2 dead following a boating incident off Rose Island this Labor Day. Workers united in a show of solidarity. A move to revamp the Labor Act. And in sports, action heating up at the Long Island Regatta. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jiminita Swain, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. Thanks for tuning in. Topping news, another tragedy on Labor Day, this time on the waters. From police, we learned that a holiday excursion to a nearby island sadly ended in death shortly after it began this morning, leaving a number of families in mourning. Our Desmond Sanders has our top story.
Today's Labor Day celebrations marred by tragedy. 2 males dead and 1 injured following a boating incident off Rose Island.
Around 9:30 this morning, our department was notified that the body of 2 males were found unresponsive in waters in the area of Rose Island, and 1 male was found with serious head injuries in that area.
Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent of Police Chrisling Skippings recounting the harrowing ordeal when 3 male passengers believed to be in their late 50s boarded a small open-haul vessel around 6 this morning from a marina on East Bay Street.
They were en route to South Andres when it is believed that they collided with a reef in that area. which resulted in the 3 males being ejected from the vessel. A passerby vessel in the area observed the male and saw the injured man. He was able to bring the injured man to Harbor Patrol Base, where that male was taken to a hospital and is presently being tended to for his injuries sustained during the incident. The 2 males were pronounced dead, and so we're actively investigating.
With the festive Labor Day holiday in full swing, Chief Superintendent of Police Chrisling Skippings now sending this urgent appeal.
We also want to send a message again during this holiday weekend and to all boaters and persons who enjoy our waters during the holiday season. We're asking you to be extremely, extremely cautious and careful during this time. Pay attention to your loved ones who may be swimming in waters at this time. Do not drink and try to enjoy our beach at the same time, because anything can possibly go wrong. Again, we don't know if the persons who are actually operating the vessel, we don't know if what credentials they may have at this time, but we are in our preliminary stages of our investigation.
Well, at the crash site just off Rose Island, Chief Superintendent of Police Chrisling Skippings told ZNS News that a loaded gun along with a cell phone was found. She added that the injured man is a police reservist and listed in serious condition in the hospital. The lifeless bodies of the other 2 occupants was brought by the police and Defense Force officers to the police Harbor Patrol unit off East Bay Street. An autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. Investigations continue. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
Also making news this evening, the country's workers and their respective trade unions all took to the streets of the capital today to participate in the 63rd annual Randall Fox Labor Day Parade. It's a moment of celebration and jubilation, but as Corval Pyfrom reports, there is some angst and lots of lingering concerns.
Still recovering from recent knee surgery and with a crutch in tow, Labor Minister Pia Glover-Rule was not sitting out this year's Labor Day Parade.
I am ecstatic to be here. I would like to be running on the road. I can't quite this morning, but I have to make sure that I'm here with the workers of our nation this morning to celebrate who they are, what they are, and the importance they are to our nation.
The Prime Minister, flanked by several of his cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, as well as scores of supporters, also walking the parade route, underscoring the historic ties between the Progressive Liberal Party and Labour.
Well, I think it is encouraging, and we are happy to be a part of this today again. As you know, the PLP and Labour are one, and we're demonstrating our support for the workers of this country.
But even as thousands participated in this morning's parade, all is not entirely well on the Labour front, and political opponents of the Davis administration are quick to point that out.
And Labor Day is an example of where workers are in charge, and they welcome us as their guests. And so I hope that policymakers get the message. You have not been given a blind check. Bahamians want to be involved every step of the way in transforming this country.
Labor is the people. We are the majority, and we need a country that puts us first. And this is why we fight.
Both Prime Minister Davis and his Labour Minister acknowledged that there are concerns among many of the unions, but they both maintain this administration remains Labour-friendly.
Well, in any family, you always have concerns, and we are addressing those concerns. We're not listening to them, we'll be listening to them, and we're talking. That's the best way to solve concerns, and we'll continue to talk with them.
There will always be issues. There will always be issues. When there are no more issues, we won't have any work to do. I think that it's important that we remain in a place of social dialogue. Once we stop the conversation, then we have a stalemate. But if we keep the conversation going, if we keep negotiating, if we keep talking, if we keep open lines of communication, then we will resolve the issues. And as you can see, we've been resolving the issues.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Thanks, Corval. The Labor Day Parade and Rally also generating significant public support. And this year, unlike Labor Days in the past, it did not rain on the parade. It was a perfect day with some cloud cover for most of the day. Lloyd Allen tells us more.
The 2024 Randall Fox Labor Day Parade off to a good start and an event in need of a hat, definitely. But as the sun blazed, many persons turned out, and according to organizers, this year is significant for a number of reasons.
Workers' rights are being protected. We are sending messages out via our placards so that employers would know, the government would know, everybody will know that we are here in support of all workers in this country.
The big challenge we're having now is organizations and corporations honoring and respecting those agreements, and that is where our biggest challenges exist currently.
The parade started at Windsor Park, heading north along East Street, making a pit stop at Zion Baptist East and Shirley Street. Teresa Mortimer, back in 2018, 4 women lost their lives during the Labor Day Parade. Unfortunately, today those women are still remembered.
Definitely. We will never forget about them.
We stand in support with the Financial Services Union in remembering our fallen sisters who would have gone on as during the Labor Day tragedy. And today the NCTUB want to lay a wreath in their honor.
That annual Labor Day rally taking place at Arawak Key, where Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis reiterating a number of focus areas for unions in the country, among them unity.
This morning, we follow in the historic footsteps of Sir Randall Fox and the many other labor leaders who understood the power of labor to overcome inequity and empower Bahamians. They understood that there is nothing we can't overcome when we are united in a common purpose.
Labor and Public Service Minister, the Honorable Pia Glover-Rule, noted during her address that contract negotiations remain an active component of the Davis administration, along with plans for an upcoming Labor Symposium.
We're talking about the Employment Act, but we're also talking about the Industrial Relations Act. We're talking about general orders that is 53 years old. We're talking about public service regulations. We are committed to ensuring that legislation evolves as labor has evolved.
Unionists also sharing their thoughts about the day.
We are out here in numbers. We represent Bahamas Air, the national flag carrier.
The Union of Central Bankers is very important for us because especially how we are young laborers of this country, we want to let everybody know and see what the young laborers of today is bringing forth into this country.
Celebrating Labor Day 2024!
The parade culminated with a number of Junkanoo groups taking part in the annual Labor Day rush out, this proving the highlight for many.
Well, it's been fun. I only come here for the Junkanoo and dancing.
It's just a family outing, little outing for the family. Come to see the parade in Junkanoo.
I'm a former employee of the government, right? And I enjoy Labor Day. And I just came out here to celebrate with my union members.
Celebrating Labor Day 2024.
Labor relations has long been a critical component of national development, and today, the government, unions, and Bahamians all in agreement to protect workers across the country. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
A president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, admits there have been strides in labor with the introduction of the National Insurance Board and the 40-hour work week, things that did not exist 20 to 30 years ago due to pioneers like Sir Randall Fox. Still, in 2024, she says such gains are under attack as the rights of the union and workers are being infringed on and industrial agreements are being breached by government and private entities alike.
Workers are being threatened, they are intimidated, they are coerced, and they are fearful of losing their jobs. Even government leaders and officials seem not to understand the importance of the role of unions and their consultation more often than not with the unions.
The union leader also reflects on whether labor in the country is in a better position today than in the past. She said members are more knowledgeable about their rights and there are many training opportunities afforded to them.
In our view, it's just that they're going through the motions to say we met with the unions. What we call upon the government and all employers authentic consultation.
Meantime, labor officials are advising members of the public of some of the things they ought to know ahead of the shift to a new public service payment system.
Well, I'm very optimistic that this development is the right direction that we're going in. Just being able to hold all the public service accountable and make sure our performance is up to par.
We will make sure that it's a smooth transition. We will make sure that payments are made on time, that banks and all financial institutions are aware of the pay dates so that no late fees are incurred on persons making payments.
The one thing I do want to make sure persons remember is that if you have things like loans or whatever, you need a dialogue with your bank. So whenever the change comes into play, you would be able to make the adjustments and have a smooth running in your finances.
Still to come, the Prime Minister celebrates a birthday. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Focall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Cheetah Sandwich now at kfcnassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
Deglobalization and dismantled value chains threaten our future prosperity. Join us as we assemble at Global Africa's greatest gathering. To unify as a potent force, to respond to challenges from the global economic order, to create a paradigm shift that will empower close to 2 billion Africans worldwide to define their economic future. For the first time, Afreximbank is proud to host its annual meetings in the Caribbean from June 12th to 15th, incorporating the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2024. Reserve your place alongside key decision makers in government and business as we deliberate on owning our destiny, economic prosperity, on the platform of Global Africa. Register now at aam2024.events. It's up to us to unleash Global Africa.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. But when I turn to party, this drunk and they got me wet so boy.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Well, what you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house I'm building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Thanks for staying with us. A review underway for the reclassification and promotion of over 700 immigration officers in the country. Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, says this exercise is long overdue and is necessary as immigration officers play a crucial role in the security clearance of the nation's borders. Sayers contributing to the 2024-2025 budget debate in Parliament.
Colleagues hired in 2017 had not been reclassified, had not been promoted. Colleagues who were hired in 2016 had not been reclassified and promoted. Colleagues in that period had gotten degrees and still not reclassified. Consistent with the policy of the government, Madam Speaker, we assemble an HR audit team chaired by the Undersecretary Sharon Pratt-Roll. And we got senior officers from other ministries. We got 8 HR specialists and clerical support staff. And from January 29th, Madam Speaker, they have been going through the files of 735 immigration officers. And I've seen their preliminary report. So you know this is an area that we are giving very serious focus.
Meantime, the immigration minister says the country is seeing a success in its interdiction and repatriation exercises this year.
Since coming to office, our administration and my predecessor, building on his work, have placed a very focused attention on our southern border. I wish to commend the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, also working closely with the Turks and Caicos Island Royal Police Force, working very closely with the United States Coast Guard and the Northern Command of the United States Army to strengthen the border security. Simultaneously, we have ramped up the Department of Immigration's recruitment strategies, enhanced intelligence gathering and analysis efforts, and employed state-of-the-art technology to secure our borders. This has resulted in enhanced interdictions, more efficient irregular migrant processing, and speedy repatriation.
Well, ushering in a new era in power generation, this the promise made by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis when he first tabled the natural gas bill in the House of Assembly. The bill was passed and recently came into effect on June 1st as the Natural Gas Act 2024. At the time, the Prime Minister said his government recognized the necessity for making electricity more affordable, more reliable and cleaner, and pledged to use both solar and LNG to meet these goals. So what does this mean for the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority? According to IRCA Regulatory Officer Avron Thompson, the Act establishes IRCA as the independent regulatory authority for all aspects of the natural gas sector, adding a new role to its regulatory portfolio.
And when I say wholesale, IRCA deals with, or IRCA regulates all aspects of the natural gas sector. That's from shipping to import to transport to facilities, economic regulation, and safety regulation for the natural gas sector.
In the House of Assembly, Prime Minister Davis lamented the fact that for far too long, the cost of electricity has afflicted Bahamian families and businesses, adding that, frankly, our grid is at the end of its life, noting that we simply cannot lower costs or meet our full potential as a nation with outdated, deteriorating energy infrastructure. And now that the government has gotten the ball rolling, IRCA has a mandate to iron out the regulatory kinks within the next 4 months.
So this piece of comprehensive legislation that came into effect on Saturday will need to be supported by a regulatory framework that IRCA is now charged with developing. And IRCA is prepared basically to hit the ground running on these regulatory initiatives and other licenses that IRCA will be charged with developing.
Well, the newly formed Disaster Risk Management Authority is being closely watched to see how it handles any threats and impacts from any major storms this hurricane season. Minister with responsibility for that body, the Honorable Leon Lundy, says he welcomes the scrutiny and assures that the DRM is up to date. He explained that even as training continues, officials at the authority are more than ready for this hurricane season.
Well, the one thing you have to be is always ready, and a training exercise doesn't mean that you're just learning something. It means that it's a refresher course, and that's what we're doing. A lot of refreshment courses to make sure that persons stay up to date with new trends and new ideas, what they're bringing out internationally, to keep up the standards. That's what you do.
The DRM is the new body created from merging the National Emergency Management Agency and the Disaster Reconstruction Authority. Minister Lundy explains that the focus of the new authority is strengthened by the joining of the two bodies, allowing it to be fully proactive.
The new expectation is that we're being prepared. We're preparing for things now. We're not reacting to them after the fact.
You see news in the making? Call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights, a symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
My experience in this agriculture class and environment was extraordinary, to say the least. When I first came CV, I didn't really know what I was getting into when I was put into the agricultural scene. But over time, it's grown on me, actually. And I've learned to love and appreciate it. I believe agriculture is important to the Bahamas for various reasons, because it has various aspects of beneficiality, such as it helps with the tourist industry, and NASA is a big contributor to that. It helps with housing, landscaping. It helps with farming when it comes to animals, because you can feed the crops to livestock, as well as helps with the market industry. When I graduate from one, I plan on going straight off to a trade school in order to pursue construction to help me in my agriculture journey and landscaping.
Deglobalization and dismantled value chains threaten our future prosperity. Join us as we assemble at Global Africa's greatest gathering. To unify as a potent force, to respond to challenges from the global economic order, to create a paradigm shift that will empower close to 2 billion Africans worldwide to define their economic future. For the first time, Afrexim Bank is proud to host its annual meetings in the Caribbean from June 12th to 15th, incorporating the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2024. Reserve your place alongside key decision makers in government and business as we deliberate on owning our destiny, economic prosperity, on the platform of Global Africa. Register now at aam2024.events. It's up to us to unleash global Africa.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute and the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources recently donated shade houses and other agricultural resources to 2 schools on Cat Island.
We have started here in Cat Island, and we're going to move through all the islands. We're just hoping that the students will take advantage of these shade houses, and these shade houses produce all year round, so it's not just when and seasonal. We're trying to get fruits and produce throughout the year.
Department of Agriculture Director Dion Gibson was also in attendance and offered a variety of agricultural resources for the school program. This is a part of the ministry's School Agriculture Support Program.
We've been donating supplies to the schools based on the needs that they have expressed to us. It's at a value of $2,500. And so there's about 10 schools across the country that we started with, and we're going to continue all throughout the country. So we've been happy to donate in Cat Island, Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, Exuma, across New Providence, Andros, and we're going to continue across all the islands with all the schools, doing what we can to show our support for agriculture science programs.
Gibson adds that the aim is to cultivate the next generation of farmers and agriculturalists.
It's really rewarding to be able to contribute to the next generation. When I was coming up, there wasn't a lot of encouragement or support because it was a sort of frowned upon as a career path. But I think now with so many different technologies, new practices, it's becoming more attractive. And I think that these supplies, the support, but also getting the equipment to do it will definitely help to encourage at least 1 or 2 in each school, which I think is a step in the right direction.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Hard work paying off for 150 public and private children counted as 2024's most outstanding students for their academic and sports prowess. These students say they're thankful to be recognized among the best academic minds in the country.
It's an accomplishment and something I never saw happening, to be honest.
I really find my brother has like a competition and something like challenge me to like go further so I can make sure either I beat him or we still on the same level and that I'm falling behind.
I would always be like, hey, if I beat him or something, I'd be like, yo, you ain't beat me at this. So you got to push forward, and I give him tips, you know, help him out throughout his classwork and whatnot.
Coming into a 10th grade, first of all, in senior high, it started off with COVID, and it's like, what to do? So I was able to adapt and able to increase my leadership skills. First step on, oh, she's going to be head girl. So I came in and I showed that.
As expected, parents, teachers, family, and friends were out in full support to celebrate the milestone and to encourage the group to never stop dreaming.
Right now, I'm absolutely elated and I'm extremely proud of her. However, I do know how hard she works. She's extremely diligent, she's extremely resilient, and extremely committed.
She's following in her sister's footsteps, so we are extremely proud of our kids. We put in the time, we placed the effort, hence I'm excited. I feel like I got that award.
I am extremely proud of her. She does very well, and she's been doing very well since she started school. She loves school, and I am just so proud of her.
It's a great accomplishment. It means a whole lot to me. I try to tell her every day that work hard and hard work pays off. She's also involved in sports, so she has to balance sports and academics.
A Bahamian teen makes waves in South Florida with his mark in the digital space, being compared with American investor and billionaire Jeff Bezos. Bahamian Rio Gay is a senior at Western High School in Davie, Florida. He recently walked away with the 2024 Silver Knight Award for Digital and Interactive Media.
You know, the Silver Knight Awards brings the smartest kids in Broward and Miami-Dade County, and I'm not saying smart like just to say smart. I'm saying smart in terms of academically, because every single one of these students are top of their class. They're really high-performing students. Just to give you some context, some of the winners are going to Harvard. A few people in my category are going to MIT and Georgia Tech, but they've also done outstanding community service that have left an impact on the community for years to come.
He felt pure joy when his name was called.
But I got up from my seat and I practically ran up the stage. Like as soon as I had my phone, I was like, "We won!" And I was rushing to the stage.
Rio won the award for his work as president of his school's Brace Club, which prepares students for college and career readiness. The award is one previously won by leading businessman Jeff Bezos.
Being compared to someone as big as Jeff Bezos is an honor, but it's quite intimidating. Being compared to them for me shows me the potential of who I could be.
The teen is hoping to expose more students to Brace Club.
I've seen how we impacted people in our school. If I was able to help 1,000 kids from my school, imagine the kids I could help at other schools in other countries. So I want to expand the Brace Club not only around the county, but I want to expand the Brace Club to the Bahamas. You know, I want to establish a Brace Foundation in the Bahamas. You know, put Brace Clubs in many different schools that are willing to allow the Brace Clubs to operate in their schools. And, you know, allow these students to gain access to our free resources, our free mentorship, our free programs. You know, most of the students, every single student from our program who's graduated in the past has gotten directly into the school that they wanted to go to.
And when he is not focused on academics,
I also want to continue working with local businesses to improve their digital online presence, you know, improve the driving traffic to their businesses, increasing sales for these businesses. I want to continue building websites. Like, I love building websites. When I built the Brace website, I literally did not write it out. I just built it. And building websites for other businesses is something I'm really passionate about.
Still to come, our feature story of the night. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
Hey, girl. Hey, what you doing here? I know you shop at Mazzari. And what is with this glow?
Girl, I've been shopping hair for years. How do you think I stay so cute and trendy? I've been glowing from head to toe. It's the Mazzari effect.
Mazzari effect? I want all of this.
This is your first time at Mazzari.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. But when I turn to party, this drunk and they got me wet, so boy.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while doing my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Celebrating the grads and thanking the dads. That's super value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow corn chicken, 12 ounce, $1.99. Sea bass chunk tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.89. Nesca Yellow Grits, 1 pound, $1.49. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Panama raw shrimp, $41.50, 12 ounce, $4.99. Save all summer long at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Andros, the largest island in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, can now brag about its new multi-purpose gymnasium. The official opening of the gym took place in South Andros, where the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, and other cabinet ministers were in attendance. R.J. Philippe, who is in South Andros, filed this report.
The Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, officially opening the state-of-the-art South Andros multi-purpose gymnasium.
This gymnasium has already generated construction jobs and will go on to create opportunities in the form of seasonal events and sports tourism, as well as cultural facilities. In addition to acting as an economic catalyst for South Andros, it will also serve as a hub for wellness and community building. I encourage you to use this space for your health and wellness needs.
It is the first of its kind ever built in Andros. This brand new sports gymnasium and sports facility will serve as a community center and sporting arena for residents of Mangrove Key, Central Andros, and South Andros. The Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Mangrove Key, Central Andros, and South Andros, the Honorable Leon Lundy, speaking on this historic moment for the island of Andros and the community.
This gymnasium is not just a place for sports and recreation. It represents the spirit of collaboration and resilience that defines our community. The people of South Andros came together, pooling resources and their own funds to bring this project to life.
Also in attendance for the official opening was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, who spoke on the impact that this brand new 22,000 square feet multi-purpose gym will have on Andros.
This newest addition to our array of youth-centric spaces signifies a significant stride towards providing our young talents with top-notch facilities to hone their skills, pursue their passions, and ultimately reach the new heights of success.
Construction of this project began in 2016 and officially completed with the help of the defunct Uncooperative Credit Union, the government, and residents in Andros after 8 years of planning and execution.
You all can see the significant progress that this Davis administration is making on not one, not two, but all of our family islands.
Now, with the hurricane season upon us, this multi-purpose gymnasium will also serve as a hurricane shelter and graduation center, among others. Reporting from South Andros, I'm Jay Philippe.
It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Germinator. We have cloudy skies, temperature 86 degrees, the relative humidity 72%. The winds out of the south-southwest at 4 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,013.3 millibars. That's 29.92 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening: Marshall, Abaco 86, 89 degrees in Greenville, Key, Freeport at 85, 85 also in the Berry Islands. Allenstown, Bimini 82 degrees, 86 in Harbor Island, and Roxanne, Lutra. Also, Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 86 degrees. Camp Space on Andros, 86 as well. Black Point, Exuma, 85, 86 in Alderstown, Cat Island, and San Salvador. Rum Key, 87 degrees in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, they're at 87 degrees. 89 in Acklands, Matthewtown, and Agua, 80 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81. And your boating forecast in the northwest and central islands tonight through Sunday, those winds will remain out of the southwest gust at 10 to 15 knots, and your wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. Over the ocean at a high tide that will take place at 9:32 tonight, with another high tide at 9:52 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast, Bahamas, through Sunday, southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is this parking lot? You ain't even know where to park. Again, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way park it, man.
I tell you we shouldn't park here.
Don't get one of these things. My bad big bro, and he get a sticker inside to say this mud though. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. Let's go, we gotta move. But we gotta move. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check on a Friday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall here in Salt Pond, Long Island, where the 55th edition of the Long Island Regatta is going strongly. Yesterday, day 2, first set of points races on the agenda. Let's take a look right now and get you caught up on how things turned out. Weather holding up nicely for the start of day 2 at the 55th annual Long Island Regatta in Salt Pond. Class E boats starting things off, Lady Anne Marie, Lady Agnes, and Man of War finishing respectively in that order, 1, 2, 3. Class G, Muriel's Garden, Red Dasher, and Serene D's were the top 3 boats there. Now we move into the Class C. This would be the Adolpha Mortimer Cup. And here would be Sassy Sue, sailed by Stefan Knowles, taking the honors. Xena second, Bull Edge was third. Class B, Coca-Cola Cup. Lonesome Dove, sailed by Andrew Wilhoit, would take the first place honors there. Susan Chase, Stefan Knowles was finishing second, with the ladies Sonia Leslie Buzzy Roll finishing in the 3rd spot, rounding out the rest of the 6-man field. Old Boy and Roger Fox, Udiva finishing in that 5th spot, and the Cobra and Dwayne Higgins rounding out the rest of the field. Class A boats, Governor's Cup race, final races of the day. Going into the wee part of the evening, New Courageous, sailed by Stefano Kemp, would take first place. Running Tide was second. Stefan Knowles at the tiller with Rupert's Legend, finishing third with David Knowles running the business there. Good news, Joshua Green finished after them, followed by the Rough Justice and the Captain Jean, rounding out the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Long Island Association President Tanya Ferguson pleased with the way things have been going so far.
Despite the rain yesterday, we were able to get in 3 races, 3 cup races, Class A, B, and C. This year, we have gotten some new sponsors, at least 4 or 5 new sponsors. With the site, we have paved in front of our site because that was quite a mess last time. You know, we try and improve on whatever we can each time. And we try to, you know, welcome one and all.
And a major international track and field meet coming to our shores. Swanson Gibson has the story.
The Nakak New Life Invitational Track and Field Meet has been pushed to June 16th, this taking place at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. B3A President Ramiko Archer explains the importance of athletes participating in this competition.
This invitational serves as the final opportunity for over 170 athletes from more than 18 countries to qualify for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. And this makes this a pivotal event for us. We are excited to welcome these remarkable athletes of track and field to the Bahamas once again. Their presence here underscores the importance of this competition and the role it plays in the international athletic community.
Nakak Athletics President Mike Sands doubled down on the meet's importance and urged Bahamians to support the various athletes.
Right. We also know that there are friends of ours to the south, I ain't calling them name, but they just come out and they support their people. When they hear the black and the gold and the green coming out, they just come out and support theirs. Don't let them outdo us when we're home. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, let's show our aquamarine, our black and our gold as well. Because the athletes, they thrive on that enthusiasm and the energy from the crowd. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you to don't let them outdo us, okay?
There's a lot at stake for those yet to qualify for Paris. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
Meanwhile, the South Angeles Homecoming Regatta is going on. Jay Philippe standing by. He's got all the details. Let's take a look.
Day 1 of the South Angeles Regatta and Homecoming. I'm here at Regatta site for the competition that's about to start. And I'm here with the race coordinator, Mr. South Angeles himself, Mr. Bristol Stafford. Give us a rundown as to what we can expect today.
Okay, you can expect some good, clean competition. We have 10 boats in the E-class. We have 4 boats in the C-class. We're about to start the first race in the E-class, and that should be some good competition. You have some new boats out there. You have boats like the Hard Heel Gal, Lunatic, Captain Peg, and Mama and Papa from Mangrove Key. You have boats like that in COVID-19 in the E-class, and those boats, everybody trying to win first.
I know there's been some weather concerns. It's been raining all morning. What do you see now? Can you think the races can continue on throughout the day and, of course, tomorrow?
Well, the rain is not going to stop us. The weather's not that bad. So the rain would not stop us because we need to get this thing going. A little rain, sailors don't mind that too much.
As far as tomorrow, what can you expect from the races tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to try and do 2 races in the E-class and 1 race in the C. And tomorrow we're going to do 2 in the C and 1 in the E.
All right. There you have it. That is Stafford and Bristol, race coordinator at this year's South Angeles Regatta and Homecoming. Back to you.
And there it is, your check on sports for you here on this Holiday Friday. Thank you so much for checking in. I'm Marcellus Hall. See you tomorrow.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the Sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and
radio community announcements, the most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of the human history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more in news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Vontae, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop. Keep going.
2 minutes to airtime. I came back home to make sure you have the most in news and entertainment. We're simply the most.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most. The new ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices? Yes. And with unlimited access to all types of different content.
You won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital. ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that mid to upper level trophy now pulling away from the Bahamas, but we'll continue to get some residual showers and thunderstorms, particularly over the central and southeastern islands tonight through tomorrow. Now, tonight, we're looking at patchy clouds with a thunderstorm in spot. Low temperature, just around 79 degrees. And tomorrow, going to have some morning thunderstorms again in spots, but otherwise, it's going to be a mixed bag of clouds and sunshine as we head into the afternoon hours. High temperature tomorrow, 88 degrees. And your extended weather forecast for the next several days. We will continue to have those off and on showers right into Sunday. Things dry out a bit on Monday, but they quickly return on Tuesday with showers and thunderstorms. Returning to the forecast, another break middle of the week on Wednesday. And as we head into Thursday and Friday, we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms once again in our forecast. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil. For some, it's been dubbed the event of the season, for those who hosted the Royal Tea Party, a high tea affair looking to host more of these types of events, this after a wonderful one over the weekend. A Bridgerton-inspired tea party taking over at the National Training Agency, and all for a worthy cause.
We have persons in our community that are ill, and that we want to be able to make a contribution to their medical expenses, etc.
Aside from dressing up, and we're talking refined elegance and romanticism style, coordinator for the Royal Tea Party, Linda Stubbs, says there's a key focus behind the event. A decorator by profession, Stubbs and her team transformed the NTA to mirror its theme with an option or two to take photographs Once inside, an elegantly adorned affair greeted guests, a violinist in a stunning gown, cherry blossom trees, and exquisite headpieces on tables. There was a 3-course meal, a swan dance that even me was roped into for a few moments, a theme throughout the Bridgerton series, lots of balls and dancing. And the ladies all dressed up for a royal tea party with hopes their fascinator would translate into a cash win. The lady in green, Pat, also a designer, walked away with the top prize. A hat I was afforded to model was also auctioned off.
Well, we wanted something original, something, of course, that would stand out, elegant, and very, very regal. Inspired by the name Carmita's hat, which is my grandmother, who wears a hat every Sunday. She believes in going to church in a hat. So I decided that I would let her legacy continue.
As for what some of the invitees thought,
I'm blown away by the decor, the food, the whole ambiance of this undertaking. It is simply something to experience.
You know, I fully embrace the theme. Everything is lovely. It's splendid. I mean, from the mimosas to the variety of teas to the beautiful ladies, the fascinators. Mine is designs by Pat. These are the ladies at my table, some new friends, some familiar faces, the ladies of Mimosaton. And we would love to raise a glass to the extraordinarily talented Linda Stubbs for such a beautiful themed event. Cheers to you.
Today, we extend happy birthday wishes to our Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, who is 73. His birthday might not have ended at this hour as he's now in Cat Island, but the Chief Executive began his day by participating on the annual Labor Day March and rally here in the capital. After that, he went to his Progressive Liberal Party to cut his cake among supporters. Flanked by his wife, the Prime Minister was in a good mood. He addressed the PLPs, noting their turnout and reminding them to share the good news about the positive turnaround in the economy.
Right, when we took office, about between the two major hotels, there were about 8,000, just under 8,000 persons employed. Today, over 11,000 employed in there, and growing. And we brought it down. There was a job fair in Eleuthera this week. We expected to have at least 100 or 200 people turning up looking for work. 9% turn up. What that tells you, people in Eleuthera are working. And that's what we're replicating around the country.
Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thanks for watching and good night.